Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. I'm Mary and my husband is Aiden. He is the absolute love of my life, and I want to make it clear that he is not responsible for his mother's annoying behavior. Aiden is a decent man who loves me a lot, so please don't blame him for anything. Now let me tell you about Aiden's mother, Violet. She's quite an unusual woman. I never thought she hated me, but she definitely had some issues from the very beginning. It seemed like she was in some sort of competition with me because we worked in the same field. She also seemed jealous of the fact that I have a college degree while she does not. Before I married Aiden, we rarely saw Violet, so her behavior wasn't a big problem. But when we moved to her small town after she suddenly fell ill, a lot changed. I soon realized how much of a show-off Violet was. She constantly boasted about her high-paying job and flaunted her wealth. When we first moved in, she made fun of me for having a low-paying job, saying, "It's so sad you had to settle for a low-paying job. I understand not everyone is qualified for a high-paying job." "Violet, I did have a high-paying job," I told her. "I had to leave it because we moved here, and the position wasn't remote. That's why I took a pay cut." "Whatever you say, Mary," she responded. "It's just that you have a fancy degree and all, and still can't earn well. You should learn something from me. I live in a small town too, and have one of the highest paying jobs here. I don't make excuses, Mary. I actually get what I want." Violet continued to mock me and flaunt her wealth. I come from a fairly well-off family but didn't like people knowing that, so Violet never knew I had more money than her. I was in a tough spot, having to sacrifice a good job and move to Violet's town, only to have her become a significant problem. My mental health suffered, and I constantly felt like a failure because I couldn't find a suitable job in the town. Violet's comments really hurt me. Aiden tried to talk to his mom and make her change her behavior, but nothing worked. She continued flaunting her wealth and rubbing it in my face that she had a better job than me. A year passed and nothing changed. I was still stuck in my old position and couldn't find a suitable job. I was growing increasingly frustrated, but there was nothing I could do. During that time, something unexpected happened that changed my life. But before I tell you about that, you need to know about an exchange I had with Violet at one of her parties. Violet loved to throw parties and often invited the ladies around town to her house. Aiden and I were also invited, but we didn't attend all the time. The last time, Aiden convinced me to go, saying it would be fun. It was the opposite of fun. We arrived at the party, and as usual, Violet paid very little attention to me. I kept to myself but joined the conversation when they talked about something other than Violet's job. However, the topic always reverted to Violet's job, and she started bragging about her high-paying position in our small town. I dreaded this discussion because I knew Violet would find something snarky to say to me again, and I was right. Violet began by saying, "So the company is being taken over by a new owner. I heard they will finalize the papers tomorrow. You know how I'm friends with the CEO, so I get all the information firsthand. I also heard some rumors about me getting a promotion once the new management is in place. It would be nice if the new owner promoted you. You are already in a good position, so they might want to promote you after the new owner takes over the company. I am sure that will happen. I'm sure it would be great, Mom. You'll be a top employee in the company. That's what you've always wanted," Aiden said. "Don't you have anything to say about this, Mary?" Violet turned to me with a smirk, intentionally targeting me out of the blue. I was staying out of the conversation because I knew who was taking over the company and didn't want to reveal it to anyone. But Violet wouldn't miss the opportunity to try and humiliate me, so she directly questioned me. Aiden looked nervous because he knew his mother was doing this intentionally. He was already embarrassed, and his face turned grim. I simply smiled at Violet and tried to keep the conversation light by saying, "I'm very happy for you, Violet. I'm sure your work performance will help you get a nice promotion. We will have a big celebration when that happens." "Oh, you don't have to act so innocent, Mary. I know you're jealous of me." "Excuse me? What are you talking about, Violet?" "You think I don't notice anything, Mary? I've seen how you look annoyed and dejected when I talk about my work. I know you're jealous because you work a low-paying job." With all due respect, Violet, I am very happy at my job. Yes, I had to take a pay cut to work from home. But what can I do? There aren't a lot of jobs around in this town, so I had to choose a remote job. There is no reason to be shy, Mary. You can just say that you're not qualified enough for a job. I live in the same town and still have a way better job than you. I guess that college degree of yours is really for show. I don't have one, but look at me. I'm wealthier than you and have a way better job. As I said, Violet, I'm really happy for you. I'm glad you found a good job despite not having a college degree. As for your wealth, I don't have much interest in it. I do pretty well for myself. Oh, I've seen how you try to compete with me and get expensive things to match my lifestyle. You need to stop doing that, you know. You need to preserve your little income just in case you get kicked out of your job. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but don't go out of your way to compete with me. Violet knew exactly how to twist reality to her benefit. She had no idea that I came from a wealthy family, so every time I bought something expensive, she thought I was trying to imitate her. Even if I didn't have her wealth, she made it seem like I was competing with her and trying to one-up her. It was super embarrassing, and everyone around us was giggling. It was a party with Violet's friends, and most of them were like her. No one wanted to piss Violet off and risk not getting invited to her grand parties. So they just laughed along with her while she made fun of me. I was so embarrassed and felt so humiliated that I wanted to dig a hole and bury myself. I didn't know how to stop Violet's nonsense. Thankfully, my husband was on my side and said, "No one is competing with you, Mom. You need to watch how you talk to my wife. I won't allow you to continually disrespect her like this. Relax, Aiden. I'm just looking out for both of you. I don't want you to be hooked to debts just because your wife is dead set on competing with me. She needs to stop being so jealous and work harder to get a better job." "I'm working hard, Violet. I'm better qualified than you and can definitely make more money if I want," I responded. "There's no need to lie, Mary. I get it that you're embarrassed, but don't take it to heart. I know you will never reach my level." "We will see, Violet. You may have a very high-paying job now, but there is no guarantee for the future. I know that I can get a better job than you, and one day I will show you that." I was so mad at Violet that I said those words and left the party. Aiden followed me and left with me as well. On our way back home, I started to cry while Aiden drove us back. I felt utterly humiliated at the party and knew that Violet had successfully painted me as a jealous woman. I had to defend myself, but no matter what I said, there was no denying one fact. Violet had a better job than me. I was crushed because moving cities and taking a pay cut had affected my confidence. It hurt a lot to work in a low-paying position after working so hard in college. I did it only because Aiden wanted to stay closer to his mother, who didn't have anyone else. We sacrificed a lot and moved to Violet's town because of her, but she was being nothing but nasty to me. When we reached home, I was still a crying mess. Aiden brought me inside and hugged me while I cried. Then he said, "I'm so sorry, Mary. This is all my fault. I shouldn't have insisted on going today. Your mother is a horrible woman, Aiden. She tried to paint me as a jealous person. I don't know why she likes to demean me every time she sees me. I guess Mom is just jealous of you, Mary. What you said was true. You can get a better job than her. But you had to step down because you moved here with me. She's also jealous because you were smarter and actually went to college. It's something she is scared of. Anyway, I don't know how much longer I can take her horrible behavior, Aiden. I don't care why she's doing this. I just want it to stop. It's already a sensitive topic for me, and she keeps rubbing it in my face. I feel horrible for doing this to you, Mary. You moved here because of me, and now you're being humiliated for no reason. I tried to talk to my mom about this, but you know how she is. She's just full of herself. I know, Aiden. I don't blame you. I know you moved here because you wanted to be close to your mother. I've seen what her recent health problem did to you. I don't blame you. But I am blaming myself, Mary. I feel terrible. You know what? We should avoid seeing Mom for a while. It would be best under the circumstances. She needs to be on a timeout. I was glad Aiden suggested that. I really didn't want to face Violet anymore. I was furious with her and didn't want her around. But there was another thing I had to worry about. If I encouraged Aiden to keep Violet away, she would use this opportunity to call me jealous again. It was an overall horrible situation, and I didn't know what to do. I told Aiden to sleep on it that night while I, too, took time to wonder what I was going to do. There was a plan in my mind, but I didn't know how to go about it. I was determined to show Violet that she was nothing compared to me and teach her a lesson about her own vanity. I knew what I could do but needed to be sure about my decision. The next day, I got a call from my father, Dave. Dad always called me after closing a big deal because he wanted me to be proud of him. It was a little tradition we had. This time was no different. "Hello, my dear daughter. How are you?" he said. I'm doing fine, Dad. How are things on your end? Guess what, Mary? I closed the deal on the company I've been talking about. I bought it today. Congratulations, Dad. I'm so proud of you. This is another victory for your company. I'm sure you'll be able to expand it much more this year. Oh, I will, Mary. I wish you worked with me, though. You didn't have to be so stubborn and work elsewhere for experience. It's all for you, Dad. I'm working hard so that I can make you proud when I finally work with you. I hope it happens soon, my dear. I must admit one thing to you. This is why I bought the biggest company in your town. Otherwise, maybe I wouldn't have bothered. I was surprised to know that my father had bought the company because he wanted me to work with him. If you're confused about what happened, let me explain. You see, my father had actually bought the company where my mother-in-law worked. I knew that from the very beginning. I didn't tell anyone because Dad didn't like revealing these things before the deal was closed. So I didn't even tell Aiden, let alone Violet, that the company was being taken over by my father. Now that my father had told me about the deal being signed, I could tell Aiden about it. But first, there was another important issue I needed to talk about with my father. Dad, you are really getting desperate to make me join your company. What can I say, Mary? I miss you, and I wanted to have this special experience with you. I've been thinking about making your mother-in-law the CEO at this place so that we can keep the high post within the family. She already works in a high position there anyway. My God, Dad, you really do think about everyone. Only you can see your daughter's in-laws as your own family. What can I say? Your family is also my family. So what do you think, Mary? Should I make your mother-in-law the CEO? My father was just trying to look out for me and bought this company so that he could be closer to me. I knew he was offering my mother-in-law the job only because he thought I was interested in taking it. I did tell my dad that I wanted more time the last time we spoke, but now I had an entirely different plan in mind. I smirked and said, Actually, Dad, I don't think you should give the position to my mother-in-law. Wait, what? You don't want me to make your mother-in-law the CEO? No, but you can make me the CEO instead. Seriously, Mary? You would take that position? Don't tell me you're joking and playing with your poor father's feelings. I'm not joking, Dad. I want to work in your company now. I think I already have enough experience. Besides, I don't want Violet to be the CEO at all. Oh, why is that, Mary? Did something happen? Actually, a lot of things happened, Dad. I went on to explain to my father what had happened with Violet. I told him the whole story that I had never told him before. My father can be very protective, and I didn't want him to be rude to Violet when he came to visit us. Besides, I rarely shared my personal troubles with my dad because I didn't want to bother him. But this time, I had to tell him what went down between me and Violet. My dad patiently listened to me, and by the time I was done talking, he was pissed at Violet. What in the world, Mary? I had no idea that your mother-in-law was so condescending. She's a nasty woman. It is what it is, Dad, and that's why I don't want her to have the position of CEO. If you give me that position, I would have a chance to show her that I can be her boss. What do you mean by if? I would make you the CEO. The position is all yours, Mary. You would have been the first choice. I only mentioned Violet because I thought you weren't ready to work with me. I do feel ready, Dad. Maybe I was just scared of the responsibility. I didn't want to let you down. But I think my fears are irrational. I'm ready to tackle this new position. I feel confident. That's my girl, Mary. I know you will do great. Don't worry, the position of CEO is yours. I talked to my father some more and then hung up. He was supposed to drive to my town fairly soon for a takeover party and to have a meeting with the management team. This was the time when Dad had planned to reveal that I would be their new CEO. Their old CEO was actually being transferred to our city branch because he was good at his job and deserved a better position. He was super happy to switch with me because the move had increased his salary. In the following days, I ended up telling Aiden the whole story. He was super happy for me and actually chuckled when I asked him if he was mad that I took the position from his mother. He simply told me that his mother had managed to get a high-paying position only because she knew the previous employee personally. Even my husband thought that I deserved this more than her. I was just glad that he wasn't mad at me. That would have ruined my whole experience and set me back mentally. Anyway, the day of the takeover party soon arrived. I attended the party, but Violet didn't, so she still didn't know who took over the company and that I was her boss now. When she saw me at her office waiting for the big meeting, she looked surprised and said, What are you doing here, Mary? I guess you haven't heard then. I am part of this company now. I see. Well, the low-paying employees have their desks on the ground floor. You can find your desk there. Actually, my office will be here, and I have a meeting here in like 5 minutes. Is this some kind of a joke? Don't try to fake your job just to one-up me, Mary. This meeting is only for the higher-ups. We will meet the new owner and find out who is replacing our old CEO. I guess you don't know this either, Violet. Well, you don't have to go to the meeting to find out who is the owner and the new CEO. Let me tell you, Violet, I am the new CEO. What? No, that is impossible. You can't be the new CEO. Why not, Violet? I'm more qualified and even have some experience. Besides, the owner is actually my father, so it's natural for me to be the CEO. Are you telling me that this company belongs to Dave? That is impossible. Nothing is impossible, Violet. You like to flaunt your wealth, but not everyone is like that. My family is actually pretty well off and owns several companies. I never worked there because I was collecting experience from other companies. But thanks to you, I got the push to finally do what I need to do and become the new CEO here. No, this can't be true. These are lies. I told you that one day I will get a better job than you. Looks like I did it, Violet. Now you can go cry to someone else and try to tell them how they are insecure and jealous of you. Violet opened her mouth to say something but was cut off when my father entered the room with other employees. He politely greeted Violet while she stared at him in disbelief. She looked like she was about to pass out. Dad swiftly ignored her and started the meeting. When he finally introduced me as the new CEO, Violet's eyes went wide. She eyed me in envy, and whenever I wasn't looking at her, she even left the party soon after and didn't stay long. I guess she was embarrassed because her words had come back to bite her. I became the new CEO of the company Violet worked at. She had a hard time having me as a boss too. She was actually not a very good performer and was only in the company because of the previous owner's friendship. When I took over, I gave her several warnings to improve her work. She went crying to Aiden and said that I was bullying her. When she explained to him why I had scolded her, Aiden sided with me and told Violet that she was being unethical and wasn't doing her job well. In the end, after multiple mistakes, I had to demote her. She wasn't happy about it and cried to everyone. But now no one wanted to go against me because I was the most respected woman in the company. Eventually, we settled in pretty well in a small town. In a twist of events, Aiden and I ended up going low contact with Violet after she continuously blamed me for demoting her. We tried to explain our reasons, but she didn't listen. In the end, this, along with her previous behavior, made us have low contact. Aiden is the one who checks up on her sometimes, but even he is put off by Violet's behavior. We are now planning to move cities after 4 years once Dad's company is making good progress here. Then, we will be moving to my dad's city so that I can take over his main branch. Violet found out and is throwing a massive tantrum right now. Thankfully, even Aiden isn't listening to her anymore.